Yo, what is up, guys? How is everyone doing? Yeah, guys. So you guys have seen the title. This is a triggering title. A lot of people are going to be upset by this, probably. Mr. Pocket Gamer Bartek. Oh, Bartek, I think we used to speak before, right? Was that? Are you the same guy? I don't know. And Cheeky Crypto. Welcome to the stream, guys. As you get in, make sure you drop your questions, drop your hellos, and all that good stuff. There are going to be some distractions during this stream. I'm very sorry about that. I couldn't really avoid that. But Bitcoin is dead, and that's great news. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, the reason, guys, I said that Bitcoin is dead, really, it's not just Bitcoin. It's the entire crypto market. And the reason for that is the trading volume is pretty much at rock bottom for, was right. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, welcome, Bartek. Great to see you here again. The volume is at the rock bottom for where it usually is. It's about the lowest it's been this year. The only time we've had volume like this year was in April for 1 or 2 days. But apart from that, this kind of volume, $9.4 billion traded in 24 hours, was only seen in November and prior to that. So, guys, we're really going back, like 8 months now. The market has seen a massive setback. I mean, market cap at $281 billion, price at $6,000. The last time we saw this kind of price again was November and December. So, really, we've had a massive setback in this market. And it's dead because just no one's interested in it. I mean, the fact that you guys are even here, 70 viewers, is really saying something. You guys are, the survivors. I mean, this is pretty, you should be pretty impressed with yourself if you're still here, for better or worse. The fact that people are still interested in this, we're still looking to gain insights on this market, is a very good sign. I think it's kind of the people like you guys watching live or the replay who are going to be sticking around to really make those big profits. Hip hop is dead. Sup, people? Low trading volume. 3 mil. Better chill. Is Tupac dead? What kind of comments are these? The survivors of the nuclear Bitcoin crash. Exactly, yeah, the cockroaches, yeah. I mean, we are those guys, and, not only that, these past few days of trading have been a stalemate. I mean, we look at this hourly chart. Let's take this Ichi cloud off. Guys, if you haven't seen my video, I've just made one on the Ichi cloud, completely analyzing it and how to use it to gain profits. You can check it out after this stream. It just went live an hour ago. But, we look at this 1 hour chart and it's, it's really bad for Bitcoin. I mean, it hasn't even moved up or down by $100 in the past 24 hours, and before that it's still within the same $200-300 range. It's really bad for Bitcoin. So LBX thinking I'm trolling here. No, I'm absolutely repo. I'm not being sarcastic. I am being 100% truthful with you guys right now. But I'm gonna get to why it's a good thing, because I said it's great news. I'm a bull. I'm kind of a perma bull. I'm just a realistic one. But, back to this trading, I mean, it's a complete stalemate. Bulls can't do anything. Bears aren't doing anything, not by choice. They definitely can drive the price down. And, with volume like this, the order books are so thin. If we pull up something like GDAX and we look at the order books, I mean, you can move Bitcoin's price so easily. Just one guy can do it on volume like this. So it's primed for extreme volatility. If you guys recall back when we were experiencing similar trading. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to mute this here. So yeah, similar trading patterns to what we had a little bit earlier, which was around the 7600 level, and you guys can see really sideways trading here. Not a good sign in my opinion. And then obviously that was followed by big market dumps. So what this is, guys, very clearly, you already know, it's a rising wedge, and we are in exactly the same thing right now. There is no denial of it. The dominant trend is going downwards, and we are making higher lows, not so much higher highs. So it could be a bull flag, but bull flags, rising wedges, all of these things are the same within a downtrend. They all have the same end result. And guys, we don't want to hear it, but that is further downwards movement. I had one guy talking to me about how the videos are super helpful, but it tells him things that he doesn't want to hear. And I completely get that. I don't want to be saying these things, but like I said, you've got to stay realistic. I mean, even if it is going down, we're still going to make profits, right? So that's okay. chance for us to buy more. We have more time. Exactly. You know, I'm gonna get into the positives here, but you know, there is some inside info that 50,000 Bitcoin is been purchased. Oh, okay. I thought you meant 50,000 price. Yeah, I mean, even 50,000, it's probably happened a few times, something like that. You know, those kinds of big numbers. Accumulate next week or wait more? That's a good question. So it depends. Because we're on this low volume, we can get really big market dumps very easily. And especially, like I said, we're in this rising wedge. It just looks primed to go down. So guys, I said I'm not going to be trading in this area, but I just feel so confident in it. Obviously, I have got a stop loss, but I've actually put a short in Bitcoin. I think it was yesterday now, actually. So we are in a bit of a profit with that. VIP members also profiting from that because they're getting all of my signals and trading information and all that. But like I said, you know, we've got this rising wedge. It looks like there is definitely the chance that we go downwards from here. What else have we got? Like I say, I've got my notes for these videos now, so really trying to get you guys give you guys a very high quality level of video, but I'm not really delivering with this monologue right now. Oh yeah, so you know, a big thing here. I posted this in Telegram. You know, we're getting the people who like to talk a lot of shit, saying things like, you know, I'm never gonna sell Bitcoin until I die, or until the fiat, until Bitcoin completely replaces the dollar, and so you don't even need to sell Bitcoin. I'm that kind of guy. I'm speaking speech marks right now because obviously I'm not. You know, those kinds of people are exactly the ones who are selling hair. Those are the people who are turning away from the market with this 9 billion volume. Everything's in a stalemate right now. You know, we're not even up, you know, more than 1% on most of these coins, or down. You know, these are the people that have completely looked away from the market. Because, guys, you have to bear in mind, on volume like this, you can move the price really quickly, and yet no one is buying or selling. The market has no interest right now. And this is, like I said in Telegram, it's sort of bitter medicine. It's something we needed in order to make these recoveries. We need to shake these people out. It's not like there's a law. It's not like there's a principle that says, okay, the hardcore hodlers have to be shaken out before we can go up. That's not how it is. But it's just the nature of these market cycles that people like the hodlers will be shaken out. Obviously, people saying stuff like that are highly emotional traders. And in times like this, you know, your emotions are going to be breaking, reaching a breaking point. So those people will be shaken out. Whether they're selling or not doesn't really matter. It's the fact that, you know, you go on something like crypto Twitter and no one's even tweeting about Bitcoin anymore. You know, you only get the crypto influencers, shall I say? That's not the right word, but you know what I mean. Talking about crypto there, but you know, the average Joe is not talking about crypto right now with this $9.4 billion volume. I mean, you're in denial if you think that if you think that there's still you know, a lot of confidence here. And you know, you guys are seeing, you're hearing a very drastic shift in tone from me. I mean, I was quite bullish not too long ago, but you know, we look at this volume. I've always stressed how important this is and how much this changes the tide with this market, and the volume is just appalling right now. You know, I was thinking maybe there's a possibility that we're in this downtrend, and it's over here that we're getting decreasing volume. So maybe it's just a case that these sellers are losing strength, but even then, that theory doesn't hold because, you know, if we go to the daily, this just fits in with the larger pattern of, again, wrong chart here because Coinbase fucked their volume up, but it just falls in with this established trend already. That volume is on the decline. So obviously, you know, long term, you guys know where I'm at. You guys know I'm a mega bull. And long term, I'm seeing this decreasing volume in a downtrend. And what I'm seeing is on this log trend, I'm seeing a massive bull flag. So you guys already know this, but for some of you who maybe are new to the channel, I just want to go over it once again. What I'm seeing is a bull flag like this within a larger, established, very firm, very strong uptrend, and then obviously a move like this to follow from this bull flag. Guys, what you get is, you know, this is basic trading knowledge. You're going to have increasing volume as you go up on these big sort of rallies. So we can see the volume moving average does increase as we go up. We're going to form bull flags and the volume will decrease. So this is just one example. It happens everywhere. We can see on these volume bars, the volume declines as we go down, and right now we're just seeing a bigger version of that entire pattern play out. So we've had a very nice rally up, volume has gone high while we're going high, confirming that trend, and now we're going downwards in a downtrend. Bears are losing strength. This is obvious, this is, you know, as basic as it gets when it comes to technical analysis for traders. You know, most people in the crypto market won't know about this. You know, they will completely ignore these indicators because, you know, they want to use, you know, complicated indicators that make them feel nice or whatever the deal is. But they are going to ignore the basic principles. It's only, you know, it's primarily going to be the people who have already traded stocks, traded currencies, who, you know, which are like the dollar to the pound or the dollar to the yen or whatever. It's people like that who know about these basic principles that do rule the markets. You know, you hear people saying stuff like technical analysis doesn't work, but it's complete bullshit. You know, I mean, you don't have to look further than established trends to see that technical analysis does work. We bounced off from here. We bounced off from here. That's, you know, we can draw this line. Obviously, the line has been broken now, but, you know, we still get a very clear idea. I don't think this is going to work on the linear chart, will it? Yeah, it does. So, you know, this is a line. This is technical analysis. We bounced off here, bounced off here, bounced off here. It does work. It's just potentially less reliable, but even I don't even like saying that because it's very misleading. Okay, I'm going to get to some questions here. I've gone on a big run, way off the topic of this video. Actually, yeah, before I do go into these questions, guys, definitely drop them. I'm not seeing too many questions, more just kind of random. It should be panic sell. You know, this last point, why it's great news. Okay, you know, we're in this market cycle. People are getting shaken out. This kind of stuff needs to happen before we go back up. And this is a conditional thing, what I'm about to say next. And this condition is, if we continue this bubble pop cycle, we are going to need mass capitulation. We are going to need people like you, people like me, to capitulate and sell all of our Bitcoin. Obviously, I hope that we won't. Impossible to know from now. I'm pretty sure I won't. We need, you know, you can't say I'm above these psychological things that happen in this kind of a market. You can't say that because it affects everyone. You know, the only way to rule yourself out of that is to completely not even follow the market. So this is great news because it shows we're progressing in this market cycle if we do play out the bubble pop cycle. Now, guys, you know my stance on that. I'm neutral, but I'm leaning, you know, a little bit bullish, you know. I mean, looking at this long-term trend, you really don't have to say much. This is a bull flag. It doesn't matter where you paint this horizontal line, whether it's like this, you know, whatever the deal is. It's a bull flag. The dominant trend is up. And even if we do complete the bubble pop cycle, it's a bit hard to say, this trend still applies. Okay, to the questions now. Nearly 200 viewers, by the way, guys. If you could hit those likes, that would be absolutely amazing. I'm genuinely kind of surprised that we've got so many viewers in conditions like this. It does not correlate with the volume levels. I might be skipping some of these questions. I'm really sorry, guys. When do you think it's the bottom? Are you waiting for $5,000 or dollar cost averaging from Mark? It's impossible to call the bottom. You always hear me saying that. Am I waiting for $5,000? Look, the deal is, I haven't got fiat on the side waiting to buy Bitcoin. All right, I'm pretty much all in. The fiat I do have, I'm not intending to spend on Bitcoin, whether it goes to $200,000 or $20. I don't care. You know, I've got what I want. So what I'm going to be doing from here is just shorting Bitcoin if it's going to go down. And you guys have already just heard my short-term and mid-term sort of analysis. For those of you tuning in just now, to summarize, I'm saying that it's going to go down because of this volume, because it's progressing in this market cycle. As for a target, I don't have one, unfortunately. It just depends. It depends, are we going to move down with volume? If we do, I'm expecting even more downside activity. But if we move down on 9 billion volume, if we go to $5,800 on this volume, I'm going to be expecting a big bounce back because that's not a true trend. The bears have lost their strength and it's moving where there's no agreement of the price. So obviously, I'm going to change my stance. And that's why I just don't think it's right to say, you know, black and white, my bottom price is $2,000. I just don't think it's right to say that. I'm playing this by the day to make profits daily, to make profits, you know, on these swinging, on these on these swing trades. Okay, let's check out what else you guys have got. I just sold all of my Bitcoin for $1. Okay, that's probably a troll. Inverse head and shoulders from 11th to 18th. That's interesting. Let's check that out. Okay, 11th. Inverse head and shoulders. I'm not really seeing it. Though granted, I'm not good at spotting these patterns anyway. Let's see what you're talking about. So, okay, right, my bad. I started this in the completely wrong place. So let's redo that. Turn off this log chart. So I'm guessing this is what you mean, but this is not an inverse head and shoulders, man. I'm sorry. I mean, actually, yeah, it could be. Nah, it's not. Yeah, that's not a... Nah. Unless I'm drawing this wrong, there's no inverse head and shoulders here. For those of you who don't know, an inverse head and shoulders is a bullish sign. It shows that we form pretty much what is a short-term, you know, triple bottom. But it's just not there. So I'm probably not drawing it right. I'm not very good at drawing head and shoulders patterns. James at the water. I can tell you watch Kirby. That's amazing. Let's see what else. I'm a peasant? Okay, well, you can fuck off. Let's go ahead and ban you. Binance Coin is... Where did I read that? Is ripping. Okay, let's check out Binance Coin. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. This is one of a kind, honestly. This is not a good chart. Guys, don't buy this right now. Not financial advice, but if you're buying now, this is an all-time high, isn't it? Yeah, wow. Why? How is it at an all-time high right now? That's amazing. Let's check out the USD, the tether chart. Okay, so not all-time high against the dollar. There's a double top in the works here if we do get rejected. I called the double top last time, though, and it didn't work, clearly, because we are... What have I done? Because we are going up. But, wow, okay. I mean, Binance is its own beast, you know? It's got a lot of utility to it. I love how they've recently rolled out a massive incentive to hold the coin and not sell it, which is, if you hold 500 Binance coin, I think that's like $10,000 or something, you get double referral commissions. So that's really good for the big guys who have a lot of money in the first place, but also who have a lot of influence in the space. It's a big incentive for them to help grow Binance because double referral commissions is a really big deal. If you look at the page where they show the referral details, you can see that the top earners are earning, I can't even remember, but it was something crazy. It may have been like 100 Bitcoin in a month, or maybe just 10 Bitcoin or something. But either way, tens of thousands, maybe six figures a month just off referral commissions. It's a pretty big deal. Binance is an amazingly successful company. I mean, we look at it in terms of not even crypto, but just in the world. They launched last year from 0 to, what's their market cap? We need to, you know, it's going to be up here somewhere, isn't it? They're valued at $2 billion, and that's just their currency, not even their platform, but it does reflect their platform. Binance is an example for the entire world, not just crypto, of how successful they are. They've grown faster than pretty much any company out there. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if CZ turns out to be that he's the guy who owns Binance. If he turns out to be the guy who ends up in like the top 5 in terms of billionaires and net worth, that wouldn't surprise me eventually. It just depends because they're running into some issues now. I mean, with their controversies around what's the word? Sticking to regulations. I forgot that word. Compliance. And a few other smaller issues that aren't really talked about when the coin is going up by 7%, but at 7% is a lot in this market. You know, you heard my reaction to this. I mean, any other market, meaning bull market, this wouldn't be that impressive. But yeah, guys, I mean, again, there's a rule. I don't know the indicator to show it to you guys, but if you climb by an angle of about 45 degrees, which is something like that, I believe, maybe a little bit more like that. That shows you a steady pace of growth. This is the best thing that technical analysts want to see. But when you're going up at an angle like this, which is much more like, I don't know, maybe 80 degrees or something, that is a sign of unhealthy growth. So you need to bear that in mind. Just a quick little tip for you guys who, you know, maybe wouldn't have known about that. But let's go back to Bitcoin and back to answering your questions now. I've just licked Binance's ass completely. For exchange coins, don't forget Switch.io. That sounds really dodgy. I've never heard of it. Ripple Connect. Just hold my BNB coin on profit in a bear market. Yeah, I mean, that's amazing, right? Let's see. Fucking manipulators need a good ass kicking. No, man, this is part of the market, so yeah, let's not try and get angry at them. I understand there's a lot of just a lot of emotional volatility right now, but if anything, guys, this is the time to be learning and brushing up on skills. So you've heard me say in the past couple streams, I'm reading a lot of books on TA. I wish I had the name of the one I'm reading right now, but it's really useful. You guys, if you're looking at this seriously and you actually want to make good money in the long term, forget about what's going to happen in the next week or month. I'm talking about if 5 years from now you want to have an amazing yacht and like a $10 million house, buy some books on this. It's not going to get you there, but you need to know this stuff. You need to be invested in that way. You need to put in the effort. You don't want to be reading books when we're going bull again, because you won't be able to take advantage of it. But when we're going bear, this is a time to learn and grow. I've learned so much about myself just from the psychological aspects. But Switch.io Dodgy, it's a decentralized... I'll check it out because you sound kind of defensive about that. But Switch.io itself is a dodgy name. You can't really argue that. There's a book by Nick Patel, a crypto Twitter. Yeah, you know what? I think I've heard of that. I do want to check it out. Some analyst told me Tron will hit $50 after mainnet launch. Where is Tron? Don't even know its price. It's like 700 sats, right? Something like maybe 400. I don't know. Where's Tron? I mean, 50 cents isn't hard from here. That's gonna be like a 15% move up. That's not too bad. I can see that. It's not gonna happen in this market though, probably. But 50 cents, yeah, that's not too bad. There's no volume on that BNB rally. Yeah, I completely forgot to check that actually. Let's go back to Binance, because that's a really good point. If there's no volume hit, I mean, there's a decent amount. It hasn't gone down actually. Now we're on daily. I mean, the daily is the best chart to use for volume. Yeah, no, I mean, it's the same volume it's had before. But yeah, you could say you would expect more volume on a move like this, definitely. I think BNB is holding up incredibly strong in this market, though. I just think, you know, if you're in it, maybe it's time to consider taking profits. Let's see what else we've got here. What do you think about MTC? Haven't heard of it. Sorry. It is price manipulation, technical analysis. In that case, is not much worth. Okay, I get you. The price will rise. The question is when and what coins will make profits. Okay, well, let's talk about your manipulation point there. That's a really good point, because I'm not sure if you're talking about BNB or Bitcoin, but the point applies for both. So this, there's a, you know, and you're not the only person who said this. There's a lot of people who've said this, which is why I want to address this specifically. Yes, there is a lot of manipulation, which is, you know, even keeping us at these levels, or you know, keeping us in this downtrend when we really expected, when the RSI hit 30, which was 28th of May, we really expected to initiate an uptrend. It just didn't happen. Maybe it was manipulation. And so there's this argument that because of that, technical analysis isn't worth using, or it's not worth as much, like you put it. It's true. And there is a lot more manipulation in Bitcoin right now than there are in other markets. I was talking to a VIP member who told me that, I think it was, he's in Forex now or something like that. And it's just way better than crypto at the moment, because there's less manipulation. It's more based on TA. I get it. I completely agree. But at the same time, there are still trends to notice. For example, we had this rising wedge and it was called. It's a rising wedge. It looks just like one. It was one. We go to this 4-hour chart and yet again, we're seeing another rising wedge. This is technical analysis. It doesn't matter whether it's being manipulated or not. It's still overwhelmingly likely that we break down. Now, of course, I always give you guys this caveat. If one of the big players want to come along and market buy this market, they want to buy the entire order book on GDAX or whatever, they can send this price way up to 7,800, 8,200, 8,800. They can definitely do that. But if that's your outlook, then why would you ever trade? You know, why would you ever go long or short on Bitcoin if you say, well, you know, maybe someone's going to come along and market buy/sell now? Of course, it's always a possibility. But if you said that before and you were already going to short and you missed out on this opportunity, you know, that's profit that other people have made, but you decided not to take part on that. Now, if that's you, that's completely fine. Because, guys, that's actually me as well. That's the reason I haven't been trading in that range. I changed my mind because it just looks so convincing we're going to go down, but I changed my mind a lot, and you have to, you have to constantly change your ideas, your mind in this market, because it moves so quickly, and if you're stubborn, if you don't want to change how you look at things, well, you already know what's going to happen. Let's see what else we've got here. EOS is going to change the crypto market, fudsters will panic buy. EOS is having a lot of problems right now. It's suffering the reputation hits, the kind of reputation hits that could permanently damage EOS. But it doesn't look like it when we look at the volume. It's trading almost 4 times higher than Ripple in terms of volume, nearly double bcash. EOS isn't really suffering in that respect, but it's having issues that people in the market now won't forget about. So it's hard to say, but I love what they're doing. If what they plan to do turns into a reality, it's an amazing coin. And I stand by it. I mean, this is a coin that I've even ridden up to all-time high quite recently. I see Brilliant asking, what books do you recommend for TA? I cannot think of any on the spot right now. I'm really sorry, but if you want to follow my Twitter account, there is a link in the description. I will, if I remember, I will post the books I've been using, which you can check out. But in general, really anything. If you look for something with good reviews, you're fine. Check out Reddit. Use Forex books, because Forex is also currency trading. It's foreign exchange, if I'm not mistaken. So it works the same. You can use something like that, and you can learn about the basic principles. There are also books for crypto specifically, but I would avoid them because those books have been made as money grabs. So in most cases, so I would avoid those. I would go for really established, maybe even old books. That's a really good that's a good way to go, and it's exactly what I've been doing. Can you explain why low volume is associated with a downtrend? It's not associated with a downtrend, but it's a feature of our downtrend. So let's go back to this Bitfinex chart. So yeah, volume can be associated with anything. In this case, it's associated with our downtrend because it's going down, and really what that just means is there's less selling activity. In tandem with that, there's less buying activity, but it's just this general trend is telling us that bears are losing strength, and we're due for a reversal, because when volume goes down in an existing trend, it tells you that we've got a reversal in the work. You're asking about BAB. That's such a weird, I mean, guys, let's focus on this Bitcoin market. I'm seeing a lot of alt questions. I'm not that kind of guy, QSP, I'm not that kind of a person to look at alts in a market like this. I think it's completely irrelevant. If you're gonna scrape, 1 to 5% gains, you do that, but I'm not into that. If I want my 5% profits, I will trade on BitMEX to make those, and there's a video on that. There's a video on everything, guys. I'm doing this pretty well now. I'm not looking at the alt markets, guys. That's it. I'm not interested. Any alt you invest in now, if Bitcoin dumps, your alt will dump. Mark my words. So I'm not interested. I'm sorry. Apart from Binance, yeah, you can stick to Binance, but not looking at alts. I'm sorry. I have to be very firm with that. It sounds kind of. Are you guys still asking? Okay, I'll answer OCN though, because he just deleted. I'm sorry, Stephen. No, but specifically for OCN, they've got a good marketing team, so that's a coin I'm going to be looking at when the markets do recover, because I think it's going to run really hard. What are your thoughts on Google Trends? There is still interest. I need to check this out now. It's been too long. I haven't. So let's go to Google Trends Bitcoin, if that's even how you do it. I don't know how you use this. Oh, okay. Well, that was fairly easy. But Kirby. So everyone was talking about the big institutional money coming in. What's your view on this and timing? So I think they're already buying over the counter. Oh wow, so we do have an uptick. I think institutional investors are already buying over the counter, but I think that if we do continue with the bubble pop cycle, they're going to be buying even more and in higher volumes as we go down, as we capitulate. I think that's what's going to happen. When was the last time we saw a similar reversal with low volume? That's a good question. Maybe we can check that out. But let's look at this Google trend right now. Switch to past 90 days, give us a more accurate view of what's going on. Yeah, so, I mean, we've got a big bounce here. This was 9th of June. Did anything happen on the 9th of June? I don't remember. I mean, a day is like a week in this crypto market. Honestly, it's got my memory fucked up. But, nothing happened. I mean, it dumped, but nothing apart from that, really. Yeah, I mean, it's a good sign, but if we're going to do TA on this, it looks like another rising wedge and then back to the downtrend. I've seen people doing TA on this chart, on this Google Trends. I found that kind of funny. Guys, this tells you everything about Bitcoin, honestly. I mean, when there's interest, when we're going green, that's when people are interested. So I'm not sure why there was an uptick recently. Maybe one of you guys know and you can tell me. Look on since, you said 2004, I think you meant 2014 for long term. I mean, you know, let's actually, yeah, you've made a good point. Let's go to the Bitstamp chart and let's look at this low volume reversal and see how it's played out. So you guys can see I've got this yellow box here followed by another yellow box. Let's see if this declining volume has held true. Okay, so we're on the daily here. Actually, our previous trend in 2014 moved very slowly, so we need to go to the weekly to get a much more accurate view of things. And what we're seeing here, guys, is a declining trend, but the volume picked up. Okay, the volume is really dodgy here, because I don't think there was accurate recording of what happened. No, but it doesn't look like it applied with our previous triple bottom. This triple bottom is what started our next uptrend. And guys, you already saw my post. I'm saying that we're in a triple bottom right now, which could signal the start of a new uptrend as well. Yeah, no, volume hasn't indicated that here, unfortunately. So I wouldn't be able to answer your question, whoever asked about low volume reversals. I can see you guys are picking up that I'm mainly answering questions with @4flies. I'm sorry, I'm doing it on purpose, but that doesn't mean to discredit those who don't use it. Random question, why did you name your channel 4flies? There is a music band, I think, like a duo called Time Flies Tuesday. And I like Time Flies Tuesday. I can't remember 4flies. I mean, why 4? I forgot. I don't know, it's a stupid name, I hate it, but it's verified, so I haven't changed it. I'm gonna go up and answer these questions that don't use @4flies now, because I feel like I'm ignoring you guys, and I don't like that. Is it worth leaving Bitcoin and only use it as a guide for the market and focus on trading the big altcoins? No, at the moment, trading altcoins is not a good idea, especially since you can't short them. Lots of alt questions here. Linear versus log charts. Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, let's do that. So, yeah, I think a lot of people may not even know about it. You know, let's go to Coinbase here. So the linear chart is a true reflection of the price, and it shows, it puts everything into perspective. No, actually, it doesn't. It does exactly the opposite of that. It doesn't put things into perspective, because as you can see, you know, going from, what is this, like $800 to $1,000, or $800 to, you know, $3,000, that's still like a 3x gain, but it looks like nothing on this chart. So this is a true price chart. The log chart works in percentages, whereas this chart, the linear chart, works normally. So a 10% move, let's say from $900 to $990, looks exactly like a 10% move from 6,000 to 6,600. That's the basic idea behind log, and Flies is Kirby's little brother. That's the idea between the idea of the log chart, which is why I love using it so much. Thanks for all the unbiased views on crypto. I'm glad you like it, Mark. This is all I try. Everyone's using the now. This is everything I try to do. You know, it's hard to be unbiased, but I work my best to do it and let you guys make up your own mind on what you think is going to happen. Thanks for asking my question. Well, thank you for asking. Can you look at Mana? No, sorry. I heard it's a good coin, but I'm still not interested in alt markets at the moment. What do you think about Kirby? I think he's awesome. Learned a lot from him. Do you expect the price to rise a little further like the up movement at 28 May to 9th of June? 28 May. So that's when we bottomed out, I'm assuming. No, it's not. Is it? Wait, where is 28th? Okay, so that's about here to the 9th of June. Okay, I see what you mean. A rising wedge, yes. So we are in a rising wedge right now. It can definitely go higher, actually. You know, it could, you know, like I said before, it could reach resistance at 6,800 or 6,600. And then that's where it actually market dumps. It's definitely possible. You've actually made me reconsider my short. I don't know why I put it in now. Thinking about that, I'm gonna have to think about that one after this stream. But yeah, it's definitely possible we continue to go up from here. But if your idea behind that is that if we do continue to go up, I'm gonna put in a long, even if we're just gonna go up for a few more days, I think that's the wrong idea. I think you want to avoid something like that. 54 likes, guys. That's amazing. I think that's the highest we've ever had on a live stream. If you want to put in a long because you think it's going to go higher for a few days, I just think the risk is too high at the moment. I'd say you're better off waiting for the price to go up a little bit more and then shorting it. That's what I'm going to do anyway. Who is Kirby? He is another guy doing what I do. So he does live streams like this, I think daily. He's got some great analysis. You can check it. It's Crypto Kirby. Check him out after this stream. Hi, what do you expect about the market for this week coming? That's a good question. Yeah, I like to look at these short-term and mid-term trends. You know, I see a dump being quite imminent here, especially on this volume. I just don't see it staying like this for so long. Volume like this and a stalemate like that, I just don't see it holding up. So I do expect a market dump. By next week, I think we're going to be below 6,400. I think we're going to be below 63 and 62. Beyond that, I don't know. I'm going to reevaluate when it comes. How much money have I made from crypto? I'm not going to answer that. You really expected me to answer that? I've made a few videos on actual numbers if you're interested, but, you know, if you're talking about it all together, that's for me to know. Probably SEC cleared ETH for not being a security. Yes. Oh, right, June 9. Okay, that's what you're talking about. Yeah. So I mentioned I don't know what happened on that day. I mean, the thing is, because June 9... No, that wasn't the SEC day, was it? Because, June 9 was a market dump. So I think the SEC was much more recent, wasn't it? It must have been this green day or blue. Yeah, I think it is. I remember now. If you don't have the time or skills to margin trade professionally, is it wise to just load up on fiat for the coming months and wait for the right opportunity to strike? Nav, thank you for the question. Is it wise to load up on fiat for the coming months? So you're saying like work a job and save money and like save dollars and save pounds, and wait for the right opportunity to strike to buy low? I would say an even better way to do it, again, not financial advice, is to dollar cost average from now. So if you don't know what that is, just search it up, dollar cost averaging Investopedia. But a quick summary is, as it goes down, you buy more and you keep on buying more. So you can have a recurring order. I know Coinbase does this, where they allow you to buy, for example, £100 worth of Bitcoin every week. I think that would be better, because what if you wait to strike and then suddenly it pumps and you've missed a good entry? So then you wait a little bit more because you think it's going to retrace, and then it's already pumped another $1,000, and, you know, by the time you decide to FOMO back in, it's already above. Right now, it's already back at $8,000. You know, that kind of thing. But if you feel confident, you know, if you have a set number, all right, I'm definitely going to buy in at $5,000, and we go to $5,000, you've got yourself a good deal, assuming we go back up to 20k. So it's definitely a viable strategy. I probably wouldn't do it though. Could the pathetic volume just be because it's the weekend? Good point. No, I don't think the weekend is going to influence it that much. But, I mean, it could have been the reason for, like, an extra, you know, $500 million not being traded today. But apart from that, I don't think it's made a significant difference. Cheers for answering. Thank you very much again for asking. Okay, yeah, so we've got, I think Josh needs to rewrite it. It would be better asked, can you live off it? I'm gonna have to think. Yes, I can live off it, yes. So the SEC did the announcement about ETH not being a security, then the weekend came, many people will buy tomorrow. No, I think tomorrow is actually going to be a more bloody day. Sorry about that. More bad news. I just, if anything, we're going to stay stable or go down, I think, tomorrow. That's just my analysis on it. But guys, this has gone on for 40 minutes. I've answered a lot of your questions. As always, if you want to hit me up with more questions, definitely hit me up on Telegram, Crypto Mafia Gold. It's in the description. This is my channel where I put out all of my signals, and you can contact me. This contact is actually wrong now. It's at 4flies. So I'm going to change that right after the stream. Of course, subscribe to this channel if you've you're welcome, Josh. Thank you very much. I wish I knew your name, but you've got like an asterisk. But yeah, you know, if you have enjoyed this, if you found value out of it, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button one last time, guys. Tick the bell so you don't miss out on my upload. You know what? I checked my analytics, all right? I checked my analytics today for all of my videos, and the notification click-through rate is 6%. So that means when I put out a video, 6% of you who get a notification click on it. I was like, what? I mean, where's the loyalty at, guys? Come on. Get in the oh god, I can't speak. Get in the notification squad, and let's watch these videos while they're new and fresh, because this video isn't going to be relevant tomorrow. I mean, things are going to change, and that's why I do these streams daily. So definitely get in that. Am I a full-time trader, or do I work? Like I said in the last stream, I'm 16. I go to secondary school, not secondary school anymore, actually, sixth form. But no, I'm not full-time, but I do put in kind of full-time hours. Great stream. Glad I could make this one. I'm glad you could as well, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I am going to see you in the next live stream. Peace.